Welcome to the forecast. To my right, we have APAT himself, Alex. How you doing?
Hello, everybody.
And to my left, GW himself, Garrett. How you doing?
Doing good.
The Wednesday Comics Forecast. My name is Marvin. We are here to tell you the comic books coming out for the week of March 13th, 2019. Here we go. First with Image Comics. New one here, Assassination #1. Get it? Kyle Starks and Erica Henderson. Erica is from the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. And Kyle Starks is a writer of Rick and Morty. So they got a new book here, a hilarious twist on the hitman trope that will have readers laughing and aisles over assassination. The world's former greatest hitman hires the 20th best assassins in the world to be his bodyguards. These mean-as-hell hired guns and murderers must work together to keep a new crime boss safe while attempting to solve the mystery of who's trying to off him. So there you go. There's a new book there if you want that. But speaking of a book, we've been... these guys have been getting for a little bit. Blackbird #6, Sam Humphries, Jen Bartel, end of story arc. Garrett, what do you think? Blackbird #6.
I'm excited. I just read issue 5 today, actually, catching up on some books, and I loved it. There was something added to the lore in this last issue that made me very excited for this issue coming up. Alex, are you caught up on this?
No, I'm still on issue 5.
Well, everybody dies. Nah, I'm just kidding.
That's fine.
But
I was getting tired of this book anyway. Yes.
No, you weren't.
No, it's good.
It's filling that black magic void that Greg Rucka has created in my life. That's with all of his books. So, I mean, it's a fun world. Different twist on like magic burying people. And there was some new lore they added about how, like, when you're a human, you kind of have like weak magic powers, but something has to happen to you, which I won't spoil for Alex, so that you become like fully in control of your magical powers. So, and our main character figures out how to accomplish this, and this issue is going to be awesome.
Little Bird #1 of 5. This is a new book here. Darcy Van Poltergeest, Ian Boltram. Miniseries premiere, 1 of 5 here. We got with the same limitless scope as East to West or Saga, the drama and surrealism of Akira. Little Bird follows a young resistance fighter who battles against the oppressive American Empire and searches for her own identity in a world on fire. So there we go. There's a new one. That cover looks pretty great. And if I were to get it, it would be for that art there. Matt Hollingsworth on color. So we know him from Tokyo Ghost. There we go. Does anybody get Prodigy still?
No.
Prodigy?
I get it, but I'm not caught up on it.
Oh, there we go. Prodigy #4 of 6 coming out. That is Albuquerque and Mark Miller. Alex, how's it going? Not caught up.
I mean, it's good. I mean, I'm interested enough in the Mark Miller stuff. I know it's pretty much just written so it can be put on Netflix or what have you, but I still think Mark Miller is a valid writer and has interesting ideas that I don't want to stop getting his 6-issue runs. Maybe eventually I will drop them because they're just not worth it, or they're going to either be on Hoopla or collected somewhere else that I don't have to spend the money for. But as of right now, I still like Mark Miller enough, and he always brings in a great artist that with Albuquerque on it, I still want to get this book.
I'm going to be honest. I would still be on this book if I remembered it was coming out. I totally forgot about it until Garrett brought it up like last week saying he wasn't going to get it anymore. And I was like, oh yeah, that book. TMNT, here's IDW, Shredder and Hell #2, Santa Luco, writing and drawing. Orokasaki's hellish journey continues as his twisted path leads him deeper through the underworld. Will he be able to survive an onslaught of demonic forces, or more importantly, the truth revealed about his own soul? Fan-favorite artist Mateus Santaluco returns to the world of TMNT, the most infamous villain in the TMT universe, gets his own miniseries. Alex, what do you think? #2 heading at you.
I am super amped for this book, so it's actually about a month later than expected. I was hoping 3 would be coming out, but I'm more excited for 2 because the Turtles were in the last issue. Demon Turtles are going to go fight Shredder, and as you can see on the B cover, maybe you can't see it, but it's Eastman, and it's just Shredder fighting all these turtles. Cannot wait to hop in this book to see if one of my favorite villains can... I don't even know if I could ever think of him as a good guy, but to know that even his demons are evil turtles makes me excited to be in this book, and can't wait to see when the Shredder shows back up in the ongoing.
Transformers #1. This is Brian Ruckley and Angel Hernandez, Ron Joseph, Gabriel Rodriguez on that cover. New era dawns. In the infamous universe, there exists a planet like no other, Cybertron, home to the Transformers and a thriving hub for interstellar commerce. It is a world brimming with organic and constructive diversity, immersed structures, land. You know what it is. It's Bumblebee, Windblade. We got a bunch of these guys. Garrett, you've been looking forward to this book, right? A restart for the Transformers.
Yeah. That Bumblebee movie kind of reinvigorated my Transformers passion. And this is supposed to take place pre-Cybertron War, which is very exciting because we get to see a lot of the Autobots and the Decepticons and like their original armor on Cybertron. And I bet eventually this book will lead to them coming to Earth for the first time. So I think this is literally kind of the best era for Transformers as opposed to like modern day. So I'm excited to read this and see where it leads in the future because I've never had a great opportunity to just jump on a Transformers book.
Yes, Bumblebee Tuna. DC Comics, Batman Who Laughs, The Grim Knight #1, Scott Snyder, James Tynion IV, Eduardo Russo, and Jock Wright on that cover. Ripped from Batman's greatest nightmares, The Grim Knight is his world's most dangerous vigilante, unafraid to use any weapon and go to any lengths to stop those whom he deems worthy of death, trained with the finest arsenal Wayne money can buy, learning the secret origin of the second deadliest Batman, hand-selected by the Batman Who Laughs to bring his dark plans to fruition. This one-shot is a big 28-page story. 2 questions here, Alex. 1, are you looking forward to this? 2, when did 28 pages become a big story?
We're gonna let Webster know. Big books mean 28 pages.
Isn't that normal? 28 pages?
I am actually excited for this, though. I think as much as I gripe about Scott Snyder doing his Justice League, his Batman Who Laughs is great, and Grim Knight is a scary, scary man. I think the most exciting thing is to see what a Batman would be like if he really did enjoy killing and had any reason to kill anybody. And even though our good guy Bruce is trained with every weapon or is perfection in his own way, to find someone else who enjoys that killing and is going out of his way to hunt down people, that makes me excited. And can the world's greatest detective go up against the world's greatest detective hunter, Grim Knight? I bring it. I'm so ready for this book.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Catwoman #9. This is written by VRAM and art by John Timms. Joel Jones on the cover. First off, Joel Jones not writing this issue makes me worry, but we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
Alex, what do you think? Catwoman. I really enjoyed the last issue. Now we get issue #9. It looks like this special one-off issue is written by acclaimed writer Ram V, and John Timms. So it is just a one-shot. What do we think?
One-shots are fine, but what a way to... I realize we're in a secondary arc, and I guess we've kind of finished up where we were last time in issue 8, where Penguin has captured Catwoman, so maybe this fits into what... I shouldn't be complaining, but I am a little saddened to hear that Joel Jones is not doing the writing. I understand not doing the art, that you're a busy lady, you got stuff going on, but I'm a little weary about getting this book now, since it's not going to be... I'm sure she had something to do with the writing, whether it be just the storyline or what have you, but just, I don't know, kind of rubs me the wrong way to have someone else on a book that I've loved, and I don't know if I'm going to love this one nearly as much, or if it's going to be sticking my foot in a bear trap. I'm like, wow, this is shit. Now I'm screwed. So I don't know.
Flash #66, Joshua Williamson, Scott Collins. Garrett, what do you think? Flash Trickster, right on the cover there. What do we think of Flash so far?
The Price storyline just wrapped up, and I'm actually pretty pumped to read a story with Flash and the Trickster. A lot of people don't think of the Trickster as one of Flash's main villains, but he is. Mark Hamill played him in the old 90s TV show. And I'm excited to kind of get back to basics. I hope this isn't another Force Quest thing. I really hope it's just the Trickster. It's on the loose, and Flash has to go beat him. That's what it should be.
I played the Trickster in the old show and the new show.
Yeah, he's good in the new show, too.
Red Hood Outlaw #32, Scott Lobdell, Steven Segovia, Alex, what do you think? The Prince of Gotham Part 1 and new arc here, no longer associated with the Bat, even though the Bat's crossed out on the DC Universe little banner, but on the Red Hood text logo, there's a Bat there. I'm not sure what's up with that.
I still like Red Hood. I think it isn't always what I want it to be, but it's okay. And that's about all I have to say. It's okay. I'm still waiting for Bizarro and Artemis to show up, like I say every time. And once they show up, I will tweet that book and be like, hell, this book is fantastic. But I missed that family-esque part. And I think that was what made this book more strong for me, is that he wasn't always having to be this badass. And right now he's not living up to my expectations for him. But what can you do? I don't write the book. Spoilers.
There you go. Alex says no longer a good book. All right. Scooby Apocalypse number 35. Keith Giffen, Heath Corson, Gus Vasquez on this book here. Garrett, what do we think? They're in a mall here. I see Shaggy. Looks like he might be crying. Actually, all of them might be crying. Who's this guy to the right there? Who's that?
Guy to the right. Let me see. That is Scrappy Doo.
Why is he so big?
Because basically Scooby and him were made in the same, they were going through the same testing. Well, Scooby got a higher dose of intelligence, where Scrappy got roids, basically. So Scrappy's roided out, and he's just a badass. Actually, he's pretty great. This book, I'm still shocked out of all the Hanna-Barbera cartoons that this one is still going strong. But it's great storytelling. I mean, it's filling that Walking Dead void in my life, and I love the Scooby-Doo characters. There's some twists on who they are and what they're doing and who they're having relationships with, but otherwise it's the same gang you love. They're just not solving mysteries. They kind of are, but not as much. So I wish it was a full book on Scooby Apocalypse instead of just 3/4 and the rest being Secret Squirrel or Adamant or whatever, but what can you do?
Hey, where are you? Superman number 9. This is Brian Michael Bendis, Brandon Peterson, Joe Prado, Ivan Rice also. The secrets of the House of L are revealed as the Unity saga continues. Carol, what do you think? We're trying to figure out what happened with John and Father John, right? No. Father Jor-El. When they were gone for a second. What happened here? What are we thinking?
Well, the last issue was a first parter of why John has come back. And he's basically the whole issue. He's Grandpa's crazy, got to get the hell away from him. He's absolutely bananas. And the first issue kind of talks about how they had done some missions together. But then Jor-El starts trying to kind of establish Kryptonian law around, and think that Kryptonians should have better treatment because they're Kryptonians, and that's just the start of it. And I know that John has more story to tell about why Jor-El is crazy and probably going to come murder us all. And it's okay. I think John coming into this book has definitely improved the book. Is it still a good to great book? No. Is it still okay to read? Yeah. I mean, I read it, but John being in the book does help. John Superboy, not John Dad Jor-El.
Oh, geez, I just woke up.
Yeah, I know. It sucks. It totally sucks. And someday, a long, long, long time from now, it might be good again. Who knows?
Wonder Woman number 66. That is G. Willow Wilson, Carney Nord, Mike Gray, Terry, and Rachel Dotson. Right on that cover. Alex, you're not caught up with this, right?
No, I'm still, I think, 3 issues behind now, but I was caught up.
Garrett, what do you think? Giganta in this issue, fighting, who knows? I don't know what that is supposed to be. Let's see, the Titans, a Titan. Oh, here we go. What do you think?
I love this book. I think G. Will Wilson has reinvented Wonder Woman. I think, there was a low period when James Robinson was on the book. And I think with this new creative team, and I'm really getting used to Carrie Nord's art, which is awesome. G. Will Wilson's stories are like a lot of fun because it's kind of getting more to those mythos of like Olympian gods and things like that, rather than one woman fighting a bear in the forest. It's like she's fighting actual Olympians and like things that could affect the human world. So that's what makes this fun, is because like it's Wonder Woman who's kind of the bridge between the human world and the like Greek god world, and it's just so much fun. And I can't wait to see what happens this issue because I've enjoyed each issue G. Will Wilson's been on.
For the record, I would read a book if she fought a bear. That would be pretty
I know, but it's like it's boring. Okay, we get it. She's gonna take on the bear. She'll win.
We'll speak about a bear in a second here.
She is trying to beat Zangief from Street Fighter.
Marvel Comics, here we go. Had a big hit with Captain Marvel this week, and now they hit us with Age of Conan, Ballet number 1 of 5. I don't know if that's pronounced correctly. I'm not a Conan guy, and but she is the she-devil of the sea who would be queen, right, Alex? Teenie Howard, Kate Nazemic, who does the art for Maneaters. Here you go, part 1 of 5. It also includes part 1 of the old new novella. So there you go. If you're looking for some more Conan, that might be right up your alley. Amazing Spider-Man, number 17. Nick Spencer, Huberto Ramos, Hunted Part 1. We've been teasing a huge Craven story since Amazing Spider-Man number 1, and Hunted is here to deliver it. Sergei Kravenov, as I say, Alex, and his... What'd I say?
Sergei?
Yep, SJ. And his minions have been kidnapping animal-themed characters for months, but they need one more to complete the collection, the Spider. But what does Craven even want with all of them? Find out in Hunted. Alex, what do we think as Craven sits on his throne of thrones?
Okay, so this week I talked to my wife and I came to an ironic coincidence. I personally don't like hunting, never have gone hunting, but my favorite characters and villains are hunters, like Gaston or Clayton from Tarzan or Beauty and the Beast. I am so
Hold up a second. How is Clayton one of your favorite characters? There's nothing redeemable about that guy.
Yeah, but he wants to hunt these animals.
You just like to kill animals. That's what it sounds like.
But the weird thing is that in real life I don't. So that's why I think it's so interesting that Craven the Hunter is one of my favorite bad guys, and he's hunting one of my favorite heroes. That I'm just like, oh my gosh!
It sounds
I can't wait
like
to get
to me
into this.
You have a bloodlust and you're just a coward about it. That's what it is.
I didn't want to say that, but it's true. And also one of my other favorite villains is Shredder, who just wants to have turtle soup. So I've got problems. That's what I'm saying. Aside from not reading my issues, I am so excited to get into the book, and I think the part is maybe when we're done with this show, the forecast right now, Papa may just open that book and start flipping through some pages and go, hell to yeah, kill me some Spider-Man. Way to go, Craven.
Dead Man Logan, number 5 of 12. Ed Brisson, Mike Henderson, Declan Shelby, right on that cover there. 5 Fingers of Death. Gary, you getting Dead Man Logan?
Oh, heck yeah.
What do we think?
I love it. You know, when we have shitty Wolverine, as I'm going to call him, because he's shit, in Marvel Comics right now, it's kind of like stepping in a bear trap and there's shit, or whatever Alex said earlier. But basically,
you stepped in a bear trap and then you saw some shit.
I don't know, whatever the fuck you said earlier. But Dead Man Logan is exactly how I want Wolverine to be. You know, I think there was a time where me and Alex were like, okay, maybe we're done with Old Man Logan. But then we got New Man Wolverine, which sucks. And I'm like, okay, Old Man Logan can stick around a lot longer. But this book's kind of gone through a rebirth because, you know, it's a focused 12-issue event, basically going to take him to the grave, I imagine, or take him back to his family and then the grave. But at where we're at right now, it kind of reminds me of like Logan the movie. It's like these are his last rites, and he's going through and he's going to make everyone pay that's caused him grief in his life before he goes. So it's so much fun. He just, like, each issue, he's a little bit more battle-worn, a little bit more defeated, but he still comes back through every trial and still kicks a lot of ass. So I bet right now this Wolverine would beat the living piss out of Fire Wolverine, Fireclaw.
The Magnificent Miss Marvel number 1. This is Saladin Ahmed. Min Koo Jung and Eduardo Porchovich on the cover there. Miss Marvel is back, an all-new ongoing from Eisner Award-winning writer Salman Ahmed. This is not business as usual in Jersey City. Aliens are wreaking havoc in Kamala's corner of the world, and they seem weirdly interested in Miss Marvel and her family. This is Eisner Award winner Salman Ahmed from Black Bolt and Exiles, and rising star Min Koo Jung from Batgirl and Nightwing take the reins of Marvel's most beloved new characters. You won't want to miss this shocking start of a new era. I do love this character, Kamala Khan. I read G. Willow Wilson's run, and I like that a lot, so I might check this out. I actually looked at the preview while you guys were talking about old dead man Logan, whatever it's called, and it looked pretty great. So,
Solid and Ahmed is writing Miles Morales Spider-Man right now, and I think that's one of the new writers that everyone should keep an eye out for because some great work coming from him or her.
A friend of the show, Sarge, says Black Bolt is good. I want to get into that. I have to check my sources, Comixology Unlimited, to see if it's on there. And also, I believe he did. No, never mind. That was Donny Cates. Excuse me. Yeah, Black Bolt. I heard it's really good, so I want to check that out. But Miss Marvel, I would imagine this character here. I mean, it's a brand new character. G. Willow Wilson created her, but 2-3 years ago. Wasn't that too long ago? So I guarantee you'll probably see more of her in different mediums in the future. So here we go. I'm going to pull this up here, and I know nothing about this. I just wanted to bring it up because you know how me. Uncanny X-Men Winter's End #1. The Sin of Grace, Nathan Stockman, Javi Garan, Iceman, and the X-Men get a special visitor from the future. An older Bobby Drake has come to the present to tell him to give up being a superhero. But what could have happened that would change Bobby Drake from the X-Men's resident jokester to a morose mutant? There you go. I'm not sure if this is in continuity with the X-Men thing or this is the side story. I just find it funny that here we go, another X-Men book. It seems like every week. Actually, I skipped over one of them that was starting. Every week there's at least 2-3 new X-Men books. There you go.
Oh, they're fighting for dear life. What the hell?
Remember the time when we thought, when Marvel was having fights with Fox and they were all dead and no more X-Men books, and all of a sudden we got 15 every week?
Yeah, it's nuts.
Winter Soldier Go ahead.
Well, I said, do you remember when All New X-Men came out and that was amazing? And then when Uncanny X-Men came out and that was amazing? And then they did that little mix-up with the X-Men Battle of the Atom. And I was like, oh, that's a lot of fun. That was a good book. And then it really kind of died off from there. What happened to those days? Because I miss those X-Men.
That was Bendis X-Men. I actually really enjoyed those.
I want people to listen. I'm actually saying Bendis was a good writer for that book. I really enjoyed those characters. He made me love X-Men.
He's good at a team book like that. The man knows how to make a team.
And now I'm just I don't give two shits about X-Men. So
it's too much. I can't figure out what to do.
No, it's garbage.
Speaking of character Lone Wolf, Winter Soldier #4 or 5, Kyle Higgins, Ron Rice. It's going to be Rod Rice. Face from the Past returns at a pivotal time in RJ's deprogramming. But is his return too good to be true, or is it Bucky just being paranoid? What lengths is he willing to go to keep RJ safe? An issue filled with shocking choices. Alex, what do you think? You been keeping up with the Winter Soldier?
I'm not caught up on this book, but I'm so excited to read it that I'm actually going to put it on this week's list for us. I'm sure that screws over all three of us, but it's worth it to read this book and to actually tell you guys this book looks great and that I love it. Because Winter Soldier 1 is one of my favorite movies. Cannot wait to read a book that's just about that character.
Have you not read issue 1 yet?
No, God no. So, it's over on the stack somewhere.
Well, I will say the cool premise of this mini-series is, how Winter Soldier was an assassin. Well, basically he's using his skills now to pull people out of, intense situations where they have to be deep undercover or they're targets of other groups and things like that. So he's kind of using his training as a spy in the Winter Soldier. And he's being a hero basically, but he's doing it in a spy fashion. Kind of very similar to what I think Black Widow's doing. If I can remember right, that she's kind of trying to also pull people out of espionage and being targets. So
Wolverine.
Isn't she killing somebody? I think she's going out of her way to kill somebody for somebody else.
Wolverine Long Night adaptation #3 of 5, Ben Percy. Marcio Takari, Rafael Albuquerque, right on that cover there. The hunt is on. Powerful forces are at play as the search for the serial killer in a small town, Alaska, intensifies, and everyone has their own suspicions as to the culprit, but the evidence keeps pointing investigators back to a certain Claude Loner. Gary, you getting this?
Yeah, heck yeah.
How is this?
So this is another great Wolverine book. This is based off a podcast, podcast show. I can't remember what those are called, where they're like an audio show, basically. And it's more about Wolverine, like more of him like a myth or like a folktale, because he's not really in the book that much. But he has this like presence in the story that you can just feel about this like ferocious beast that is Wolverine. And this is how I wish Wolverine, like Fireclaw, Taserface Wolverine. Sorry, I just watched Guardians of the Galaxy 2 recently. Taserface.
Your name is Taserface.
But anyways, this is how Wolverine should be. Not how he came back with Charles Soule book, but this is how Wolverine should be. This huge presence that is a hunter and, is good at... I'm just saying, like, this is Wolverine. He's a hunter. He saves people, and he's not afraid to get bloody and beaten up to protect people. So that's what this book is.
That's Sam and Dean as well. Hunting things, saving people.
Right.
I like it. Also, he's fighting a bear.
Yeah, and he's fighting.
That's what I was saying. Bear
this is Wolverine, not Wonder Woman.
X-23 number 10. This is Mariko Tamiki and Diego Olatungi. I don't know if that's right. Probably not. The mystery behind X Assassins revealed, but what will Gabby and Laura do when they come face to face with an army of genetically altered assassins? Gabby's life will forever change after this. Now, Marvel. Those are bullet points. Good job. Also, if you can look at that top, I'm going to say 8th of that cover. War of the Realms coming in 1 month. They got to take up that cover space there. Alex, Garrett, what do you think? X-23.
I really enjoy it. I think that Tom Taylor, when he was working with these characters and created Gabby, that he gave a lot of keys to his kingdom to Mariko Tamaki. And I think the story has been... pretty much meeting the bar. It hasn't like excelled, because I think that she's trying to write her way out of kind of what Tom Taylor had envisioned for these characters, because you always want to put your own input. But I still, Gabby's still really funny. Laura is still a badass. They don't explain why she's not Wolverine anymore, which is still frustrating. But I think the book is really good, and unlike Wolverine, where you have characters rotating all over the place because you can't tell a cohesive story, this has characters that's been in since Tom Taylor's issue 1, and it keeps it all fresh and connected.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer number 3. This is Jordy Belair and Dan Mora on the interiors. Matt Taylor on that cover there. Buffy and the Scooby Gang. They named that Xander... was Xander's idea. He's workshopping it. Probably won't stick. Delve deeper into the heart of Sunny Adele's underbelly and makes a shocking discovery about the true nature of Hellmouth. Meanwhile, Drusilla, a.k.a. the Mistress, set her sights on Cordelia as Cordy and Spike find accidental common ground. Alex, what do we think? Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
What a nostalgic book to get for someone like me who hasn't... I watched Buffy, but I wasn't religious in watching it. If she was on, sure, I'll watch a girl kick the shit out of some vampires. I like that. I respect that. But I think for me to get into this book and to still have that feel of 1990s, early 2000s, Sarah Michelle Gellar, way to go. And I think that Dan Mora art, I know every time a book that he is on, whether it be Klaus or Claus or however you want to say it, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers before we got the new artist, always makes a book look so good, so crisp. The colors are great. This is a fun book. I think if you want to have that feeling of your childhood and you don't want to read Turtles, this is the book for you.
Go-Go Power Rangers, number 18, Ryan Perret, Eleonora Carlini. Alpha One's backstory is revealed. Meanwhile, Rita and her mother reconnect after all these years. Will this be the key to powering the Dragon Coin? You guys are still getting this, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit, yes. It's amazing.
So good.
Question here. First off, Alpha 1's backstory. Does that interest you at all?
The 2-pagers?
I don't know. Is that what it means? Is there like a 2-page story?
No,
Yep.
there's because there's Alpha 5 or Alpha 1 or whatever is the robot that just showed up to help these guys.
Well, yeah, but there's always a 2-page story at the end.
I don't remember there being a 2-page story lately. There used to be one in the Shattered Grid. There was always those 2-page stories.
Huh. Well, maybe I'm thinking Mighty Morphin. And good news coming there. So, like, Go Power Rangers is incredible, but the good news is Ryan Perrett, who's doing this book, he's going to start writing Mighty Morphin here soon, and it's going to not be about the Shattered Grid heroes anymore. It's going to be about the core 5 again. So I'm going to definitely be getting that book again when there, and then he'll be able to like do events and crossovers and all kinds of shit with the 2 books. But Go looks amazing, and the story has just been the freshest ever since issue 1. Compared to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Question for you, is Mighty Morphin getting renumbered, or is it just going back to what it was?
No, it's just going to go to the next issue, just like Arcs.
I don't know. That interests me, but it also doesn't. Like, I agree, having him be writing both books, but at that point in time, you almost don't need to write both books, just make them one book.
Alex, does it not interest you because they're not renumbering it? You don't want to have that gap?
No, I mean, because I jumped on when the book first started, and then I got back on for the tie-in with Shattered Grid, and it's fine. And I'm sure he'll start over and just not necessarily reboot it, but he can start his own arc, and I could be just fine.
What if Dan Moore art's on it?
You know me. If Dan Moore is on the book, I'm getting it. So if you tell me Dan Moore is doing even 5 issues, shit, I'm back on that book. Let's read it.
That's the week of books. Alex, what do you think? What looks like to be your pick this week?
In all honesty, I think I'm going to say Wolverine: The Long Night. Garrett got me kind of amped to read this, and I have the other 2 issues. I just haven't gotten to them yet. I really want to read a Wolverine book. I was going to say Amazing Spider-Man, but until I get caught up, there's no reason to tell you guys. You already know I love that character. I'm gonna say Wolverine: Long Night.
Garrett, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Transformers #1. I've always wanted to be on a Transformers book and really never had a chance or figure out a good place to jump on. So what's not better than a #1? So I'm going to jump on, and hopefully it'll be really good because, I really, I remember watching the old classic cartoons as a kid, and it'll be fun to kind of get that nostalgia and see those classic Transformers.
Man, those ones came out 30 years before you were born. Damn.
I know, but they show reruns.
Slim picking, boys, for me. Looking at this here, I don't know if I have that many books coming out. I might have to try a new one, or actually, you know what? The Marvelous Miss Marvel, or Magnificent, excuse me. I'll try that out. I'll check that out. See how that's going. It looks good. I look at this preview here. It looks good. I like the coloring of that baby, so I'm going to check that out. Because it looks like otherwise, I got 1 book, so we gotta fill it out there. Alex, what do we think? Weather-wise, how's it looking? It looks like spring is trying to sucker punch winter in the face. Especially today was a nice day. I'm looking at this forecast here from your colleagues, and looks like we got some nice weather coming up here. What do you think?
Well, I think you're forgetting about the precipitation that's going to be coming, though. We're going to get 2 inches of rain. And then out west, they're going to get snow. We live in South Dakota. Spoilers. There's going to be snow, and then there's going to be this nice little sleeve of ice, and then there's going to be rain. And it's going to be 2 inches of rain. Get your ponchos out. Get your umbrellas out. Most likely get your boat out because you're going to need it. Put your dogs away. Put your 4-wheel vehicles away. You don't need them. Get your airboat. Watch out for crocodiles.
Alex, it looks like here, let me read this for you here from one of your colleagues. You let me know if you concur, and also I want to know, how do you keep your comics safe during this type of weather? Rain with thunderstorms, also possible Wednesday after 8 a.m. Some of the storms could produce heavy rains, areas of fog, high near 46, east wind 5 to 15 miles per hour with gusts as high as 25 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 100%. Heavy rains. Get your comics. How does that work out?
So what I do is I put my books in the bag. They're already put in the bag. I turn it upside down, and I wrap the open part underneath, and then I stick it up my shirt.
Oh,
And you run
sounds-
like hell.
And then I run like hell.
what if they fell out? What would you do?
I would probably throw myself in front of a car. So.
You wouldn't go try to rebuy them all?
Screw it. It's not worth it. I'm just going to go throw myself in front of a car.
So when you put it in, well, I actually got a legit question. So when you put it in your jacket to start running, do you hold your arm with inside the jacket, or do you hold the comics from the outside of the jacket?
Oh, no. The hand is still holding them inside my coat. So
Okay, so you got a
they're
hand.
safe.
You got a hand inside.
So
you got a hand
it's-
outside. Which hand do you go inside? You're left-handed, right?
I'm left-handed, but I would probably actually do my right-handed just for the fact that I need my left hand to open my car door.
Don't you have one of those keyless entries?
I do.
So why would it matter which hand? It's not like you can put a key in.
It doesn't, but then it's more gradual when I go to sit in the car that my right-handed open it.
Okay. So next time I see you, you're running through the rain from the comic shop. I know you have the comics in there. Drop kick you and see what happens.
One, if I actually saw you outside in the rain, I'd be impressed. So by all means, drop kick me all you want.
Because he'll think you're a ghost.
Hey, Alex, I can't be outside in those elements. I got to stay inside.
Yes.
Garrett, what do we think? Came home today, and those roads aren't looking too fresh out there. These changing temperatures, these snow. We had snow, and it rained on top of it, and this rain couldn't go down the drains because of all the snow, and so places flooded. The whole thing's a mess. What's going on here?
You know what? All I'm going to say is just picture that you're in a Batmobile, because that's what it's going to be like. You're going to be shaking. You're going to be sliding. You're going to be creating huge waves of water as you drive. You'll fly through those potholes because they might be even frozen in still. So if you think of like Batman Begins when the tumbler lands in the Batcave, that'll just be you driving the whole way to the shop or around town. So be safe, but get those comics because it's more important than your life. Clearly, because Alex would go kill himself. if he didn't get his comics.
Garrett, actually, something that we talked about a lot in this show is potholes. And the city has a new app out that you can report a pothole and they'll come fix it. And it says so far they've fixed, let's see, what did it say here? So far they fixed 769 of them. And it looks like if you look at how many are left, it looks like another 700. So, I mean, they got the
Well,
work
I don't
cut
think
off of them.
I didn't okay this app.
Hey, the city put it out. You know what they told me? And you listen to the end, and you tell me if you're angry or not. They came to me and said, hey, we're going to put out this app. We can't reach Garrett. We don't know what's happening here. And I said, I don't know. Give him a call. And I gave him your phone number. Turns out I gave them Corey's phone number on accident.
Shit. Now you know nothing's getting done.
They called him, and all he said was, yeah, go ahead. Because he didn't understand what's going on. Now they got this app out there, and they think they got your seal of approval, but they got Corey's. Can you take Corey to court for that, or you take the city to court?
You know what? I think the city should take Corey to court because clearly we're wasting a lot of money.
You think if Corey signs something for you, pretend to be you, that's fraud, right? So
Right.
would he have to be arrested and then you take the city to court?
Well, I'd have to press charges.
Would you press charges?
Fuck yeah, I would.
Have this hashtag #GuessHouse1 to let him know that we are on the lookout. He is a wanted man for making this pothole app happen. You know what? This week of books, I mean, it doesn't look too exciting. Last week we got a little spoiled last week. A lot of good books last week. This week, who knows? There's a lot of question marks. There are a lot of new number ones I could try out and see how they work out. You guys have a nice gambit of books: the Wolverines and the Mighty Morphin. The Go-Go Power Rangers, and that new Batman book, Grim Knight. Maybe I'll try that out. No, I didn't read that Man Who Laughs thing. You know what? Sometimes you kind of feel all of it. Maybe this week I'll read something from the past. Who knows? Maybe Descender. I'll reread that for the second time, and we'll see how that goes. But it's gonna be rain this week, and like Alex said, I can't go outside. You might melt, so I got to stay inside, read some comics. For Wednesday Comics, I've been Marvin.
I'm Alex.
I'm Garrett.
Hey everyone, keep reading those books.